Tyrese Haliburton has evolved from a budding star to a straight-up NBA superstar. His jaw-dropping assists and playoff clutch games caused fans to jump out of their seats all season long in 2024-25. But all that came crashing down with one play at Madison Square Garden. In today's Sports Stars Recap, we will closely examine Haliburton's most jaw-dropping plays, why he is so crucial to the Pacers, and the infamous choke sign that shocked everyone in the league. Let's get it started. Haliburton, the engine of the Pacers. Tyrese Haliburton's 2024-2025 season was phenomenal, and he became a huge asset to the Indiana Pacers in a flash. The 6'5" point guard propelled the Pacers to the top of the Eastern Conference with his special mix of vision, leadership, and great court awareness. Haliburton's effect on the game was reflected in the numbers: 18.5 points, 9.0 assists, and 3.5 rebounds per game in 62 games. But it wasn't about the numbers but the way he played. Haliburton had a true shooting percentage of 61% on average, which is one of the best in the league, showing how well he scored. What made him even more lethal, however, was how incredible he was at directing the Pacers' offense. Whether it was a perfectly executed pass to Miles Turner or a no-look pass to Obi Toppin, Haliburton's playmaking was always a threat. His assists were not merely there to boost numbers. They created easy baskets for his teammates, showing how great the Pacers' offense was. With Haliburton on the court, the team's offensive rating was 122.5, showing how much he contributed. Without Haliburton on the court, that rating was 118.4, showing how much he contributed to the Pacers. Haliburton's vision for the game was a prime skill of his. He did not just sit back and let the play develop. He anticipated it, making passes that stunned everyone. His ability to penetrate through defenses, find open teammates, and create scoring opportunities made him difficult for defenders to contain. His basketball IQ and decision-making were showcased every evening, making it difficult for defenders and allowing the Pacers' offense to flow. Most shocking plays of the season. Tyrese Haliburton's 2024-2025 campaign was a season full of moments that left fans, and even his opponents, speechless. It wasn't all the flashy numbers but his capacity to make plays at the most critical moments. One of his defining moments came in November 2024 against the Boston Celtics. Haliburton was being held back by a double team, but with a poise that defied the pressure, he launched a picture-perfect behind-the-back pass to Aaron Nesmith. The ball landed squarely in the corner of Nesmith, and with time running out, he sank a massive three-pointer. It was the type of play that only a player with extraordinary vision and touch could execute, and it was the epitome of Haliburton's capacity to deliver his teammates most unexpectedly. Then again, in December, a month later, Haliburton made his second splash of the season with one of the most significant shots of the year. The Pacers were in a tight game against the Milwaukee Bucks, and Haliburton had the ball as the game ended. He was triple and double-teamed by Giannis Antetokounmpo, but it did not rattle him. Haliburton stepped back and launched a deep three-point attempt from 32 feet out. The shot went through the net cleanly, silencing the crowd. It wasn't the strength of the shot, it was that he kept his wits about him and knew what to do to give his team a chance to win. In January 2025, Haliburton's court intelligence and wisdom were evident again. While playing against the Miami Heat, he spotted Obi Toppin on a fast break. Haliburton, without even looking, made a no-look pass from half-court. The ball went right into the hands of Toppin, and he capped the play with a thunderous dunk. It was a beautiful moment that showed how Haliburton could make tough plays look easy, and it excited fans for days. But the greatest moment was maybe in February of 2025 against the Orlando Magic. Haliburton had 20 assists with 0 turnovers. To put it into perspective, he became the first player ever in NBA history to have consecutive 20 assists. These 0 turnover games are indicative of just how much he dominated the game. These were not just wonderful plays, they were messages of significance. They showed that Tyrese Haliburton is not just another player on the field, he changes the game. His presence was felt not just in clutch situations, but in how he helped his teammates improve every day. Now let's pause briefly and review what you know. Here's a question for you. Question 1. Which NBA player led the Pacers in assists per game during the 2024 to 2025 season? A. Pascal Siakam, B. Tyrese Haliburton, C. Miles Turner, D. Aaron Nesmith. You've got 10 seconds to think it over. The answer is B. Tyrese Haliburton. Question 2. Who did Tyrese Haliburton hit a buzzer-beating game winner against in December 2024? A. Celtics, B. Knicks, C. Bucks, D. Heat. Once again, you've got 10 seconds to lock in your answer. The answer is C. Bucks. What a 32-foot buzzer beater at the end there. Haliburton's cool skills in crunch time are another reason he's one of the most thrilling players in the league today. Let's get back to the highlights. 3. Pacers supporting cast. Tyrese Haliburton was not the sole reason the Indiana Pacers were a dominant team in the East for the 2024 to 2025 season. The players around him were equally as big a part of the team's success, and each of them brought something to the table. Miles Turner, for instance, was an unstoppable force in the paint, with 16.2 points and 2.4 blocks per contest. Turner assisted on the Pacers' defense and was also a scoring threat. His range to shoot three-pointers provided the Pacers' offense with an added layer of complexity that other teams found difficult to defend against. Turner's contribution on both offense and defense provided Haliburton with the ability to operate with more room, knowing that Turner would take care of business in the paint. Obi Toppin is well known for his thrilling dunks and energetic playing. He became a valuable member of the Pacers squad. Toppin's quickness and leaping ability were quite beneficial, with 10.5 points and 4.0 rebounds per game on average. He provided the team with additional options, which allowed Indiana to switch lineups and confuse the defense. His ability to drive to the rim and score in high numbers made him a threat to be reckoned with in fast breaks, and his work ethic kept the team fired up in critical situations. Benedict Mathurin, in his second year in the league, stepped up his contributions and became one of the Pacers' top scorers off the bench. He averaged 16.1 points per game and provided energy every time he played. Mathurin's versatility was attacking the rim, shooting mid-range, and shooting three-pointers. He also improved as a defender and playmaker and upgraded his game overall to become a top contributor to Indiana's offense. The Pacers did something significant in the midseason when they acquired Pascal Siakam. The erstwhile All-Star brought scoring and leadership to the team, putting up 20.2 points, 6.9 rebounds, and 3.4 assists per game since the trade. Siakam could score both in the paint and from a distance, and his exposure in big games provided the Pacers with another consistent player in the front court. His leadership on and off the court proved extremely valuable during the Pacers' postseason run. 4. Playoff clutch moments and MSG controversy. In Game 1 of the 2025 Eastern Conference Finals, Tyrese Haliburton created a moment that will be etched in the history of the NBA. With the Pacers trailing the Knicks and seconds remaining, Haliburton drove down the floor, past Knicks guard Jalen Brunson, and let fly with a three-pointer at the buzzer. The ball high bounced off the rim before entering the net, forcing a game into overtime. Haliburton celebrated by recreating Reggie Miller's infamous choke gesture to the Madison Square Garden crowd, a nod to Miller's infamous taunt in the 1994 Eastern Conference Finals. The Pacers beat the game 138-135 in overtime after trailing by 14 points in the final 3 minutes of regulation. Haliburton had 31 points and 11 assists, while Aaron Nesmith contributed 30 points, including a record 6 fourth-quarter three-pointers. Game 2 was taken by the Pacers 120-119, with Indiana leading the series 2-0. Pascal Siakam led the team with 39 points, and 14 were scored by Haliburton, along with 11 assists and 8 rebounds. Indiana won despite Jalen Brunson's strong performance and 36 points for the Knicks. Haliburton's leadership and playmaking performances were key to the Pacers' victory in the series. He demonstrated that he could perform under pressure and deliver clutch plays at the most critical moments, establishing himself as a solidified name among the league's best point guards. The Pacers' wins in Games 1 and 2 showed their resilience and will, and they were primed for an exciting series against the Knicks. Why Haliburton is the future of the league. Tyrese Haliburton's 2024-25 campaign showed how he became one of the top point guards in the NBA. He averaged 18.6 points, 9.2 assists, and 3.5 rebounds per match, ranking third best in assists and demonstrating his excellent playmaking ability. His shooting was good as well, with a 47.3% field goal percentage and a 38.8% three-point percentage, contributing to his true shooting percentage of 61.6%. Haliburton's solid play carried over into the playoffs, where he played well. During the 2025 NBA playoffs, he averaged 18.5 points, 9.4 assists, and 5.5 rebounds per game, and demonstrated that he was consistent and could perform under pressure. His playmaking on the court was instrumental in getting the Pacers deep into the playoffs, capped by a dramatic come-from-behind victory over the New York Knicks in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. With only seconds remaining, Haliburton hit a tough three-pointer at the buzzer to tie the game, which went into overtime. He then turned to the deafening Madison Square Garden crowd and made a choke gesture, referencing Reggie Miller's legendary taunt during the 1994 playoffs. This act of defiance displayed his confidence and familiarity with basketball lore. Haliburton's play at Madison Square Garden was the highlight of the Pacers' playoff run, but it also posed a question. Question 3. Who did Tyrese Haliburton hit a clutch buzzer beater against in the 2025 NBA playoffs at Madison Square Garden? A. Jalen Brunson, B. R.G. Barrett, C. Julius Randle, D. Josh Hart. Take a moment to think about it. You've got 10 seconds to lock in your answer. The answer is A. Jalen Brunson. Question 4. Which teammate was acquired mid-season and helped boost the Pacers' playoff run? A. Jalen Brunson, B. Pascal Siakam, C. Chris Duarte, D. Benedict Mathurin. The answer is B. Pascal Siakam. His experience in playing and scoring gave the Pacers the extra advantage they needed to actually push for the playoffs. That's all, folks. What was your Haliburton highlight of the season? Was it the 20-assist game, the buzzer beater at MSG, or that wild choke gesture? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more from Sports Stars Recap.